Shalom, brothers and sisters. How y'all doing? This is Rabbi here, Daniel Williamson, coming to you from his home in Springfield, Missouri. I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about something about capitalism. You know, I understand people talk about it, income inequality and about how the poor is getting poorer and the richer are getting richer. I get all that, but that will always happen. You know, the Bible, Yeshua HaMashiach himself said you will always have the poor among you. So what's the problem? I don't have a issue with somebody having tens of millions of dollars or tens of billions of dollars. He worked to get that money. Heck, he created the product that, in truth, people wanted. You know, the Starbucks guy, he designed a coffee program. Look what that coffee program did. Made him billions. Jeff Bezos, he created Amazon. He failed at quite a bit of stuff, but he created Amazon, made him billions. And a lot of these other people have done the same thing. Warren Buffett got off into real estate. He failed at a lot of real estates. He lost a lot of money, but guess what happened? He ended up figuring it out, and because he figured it out, he ended up making millions off real estate and the stock market. You know, George Soros is the same way. All these multi-billionaires and multi-millionaires and stuff, you know, they made their money the hard way. Even a lot of these actors and actresses made their money the hard way. I guarantee you, if you would have looked at their career from the beginning, you would have been scratching your head saying, I don't think that person's ever going to be worth what they're getting paid now. But look at them. They worked their asses off. They took whatever job they could get. You know, Tyler Perry, he started out by making plays. He's worth billions now because of his Medea movies, his Medea plays. But his first couple of plays, they flopped. And then he started making money. He realized what he was doing wrong. He saw that it wasn't attractive. And then he created a program that was. You know, people like Medea. Heck, I really don't have a problem with Medea. I like Medea movies. I think they're funny. But he used the capitalist system. He didn't start out rich. He started out poor and worked his ass off until he became rich. It didn't happen overnight. It took a while for him to make his money. He's not like a lot of people. Now, do I begrudge them for the money that they made? No. Do I wish I had the money that they made? Well, I wish I had a couple of million that they made, yes. Would it solve some of my problems? It wouldn't solve none of my problems. But it would answer some of my dreams. You see, I dream of one day, hopefully, soon, of owning my own farm. Producing my own cattle. Yes, AOC, I want to have cow farts going on. Because that's what I believe in. Because I believe capitalism is the way to go. You see, in capitalism, you can achieve your goals if you focus and you run to them. With capitalism, you can get ahead as long as the government doesn't step in your way. That is where people don't understand. Socialism don't want you getting ahead. They want you to stay poor. Those who have money and influence will keep their power. Those who don't have money and influence, guess what? They're never going to have power. That is the difference between capitalism and socialism. Capitalism gives you the opportunity to become one of those people that'll have money and influence. Socialism is not. You already have it and you keep it. And that's how it works. Because I'm going to tell you something that I know for a fact. Not one of these candidates who is talking about socialism is going to live under the same standards as they're wanting Americans to live under. Take Kamala Harris, for instance. She wants to talk about reparation for black slaves back in the day. What about the white slaves that were back in the day? You know, the slave trade wasn't just black here in America. You had the Irish and the Scottish that were being sold into slavery as well. They were coming over by a boatload by the British and being sold into slavery. Not being sold into indentured servitude, they were being sold into slavery. And here's the question I got to ask for all you blacks that believe in reparation. Who pays it? Are you going to go and take every American and see where their family line is and see if any of their family line, or does every American have to pay it? Because if that's the case, I'm going to tell you blacks a little secret. A lot of you owned slaves back in the day that had family members already here. A lot of you were slaves, yes. But a lot of you that were free, you owned slaves. Your family owned slaves, so should you pay reparation to your own kind? That included the Irish and the Scottish. Should you pay reparation to them? What about the Orientals that came over here and built a lot of the railroads and stuff and wasn't welcome too much and was considered slaves? Should you pay reparation to them? Or is it only one color of skin? You know, we can get into all that. But the truth of the matter is, why punish a nation, why punish people for something that happened over almost 200 years ago? That would be foolish. That'd be ignorant. But I know we got some ignorant people on here, you know. People like Kamala Harris believe in reparation and Elizabeth Warren and stuff. Just trust me. They're a bunch of idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the hell they're saying. Because the truth is, brothers and sisters, if we follow and do what they want us to do, because they're going to tell you straight up and straight out, do what I say, not as I do. They don't give a rat's ass about any of us. And if you think that these Democratic politicians give a rat's ass about us, or these Republican rhino politicians, these deep state, worthless piece of crap, whether they be local legislators or federal government, care about you, you're full of shit. They just want your vote. You notice how they want your vote. They'll tell you anything and everything that they want you to hear, as long as they can get your fucking vote. They'll even let you fuck them in the ass, as long as they can get your fucking vote. But as soon as they got that vote, they're going to turn around and yell rape and everything else on your ass. They're going to cut that fucking dick right off. Because they ain't going to do what they say. Democrats have never done what they said. And for years they've been talking about the socialist agenda. For years they've been announcing how they think that a bigger government is better for our country. And for years they have been denying and ignoring the problem at the border. They know there's a crisis there. They know that it needs to be fixed. They don't give a fuck about the crisis or if it ever gets fixed. What they see is votes, but what they don't realize is those people ain't votes. Because when they finally get enough of them in this country, they're going to try to make this country the way they wanted this country to be. You know, we're heading to a civil war, folks. We are so divided and everybody blames Donald Trump for the division, but I find it funny that Donald Trump ain't saying nothing to divide this nation. Donald Trump has never said nothing that is controversy. What he has said has been the truth. It's funny how these news media like Fox News, there's media on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, they want to twist what Donald Trump says. They take snippets, bits and pieces here and there, and they post it together, and then they let it run to deceive the American people into believing that Donald Trump is a racist and that he's dividing the nation. But it's not Donald Trump dividing the nation. Donald Trump has never divided the nation. He's been trying to bring the nation back together. Hell, look at everything he's done for the black community. He's done a lot. A lot more than that worthless piece of shit Obama ever did. And all you fucking blacks who voted for him, you was a dumbass bunch of idiots. And I ain't saying that to be mean to you, and I ain't saying that because I'm racist. I'm saying that to be honest. 95% of the black community voted for Barack Hussein Obama. And in the 8 years that he was in office, he did nothing for the black community. And he was supposed to be a black president. The very first black president. And he should have healed the divide considering that his mama was white and his dad was black. But he created more divide than anybody else because you see, that's the only thing that they have. That's the only agenda they have. They want to divide this nation into two sets of people. They want to divide this nation into the conservatives and the socialists. And they're hoping that that they'll end up having more socialists than conservatives, so that when the time comes and they have to fight, the socialists will stand up and fight alongside them to push us conservatives out. But here's what's funny, folks. You'll never win against a conservative. We got facts, truth, and the Bible on our side. What do you got? Lies, lies, and lies. You know, they're lying. These politicians, they want to divide this nation so badly that Donald Trump is trying to mend, and they're using their own political machine. You know, I don't think that what these so-called journalists out here, what these news agencies are putting out here should be even considered protected under the First Amendment. Because they're lying so badly that when the truth finally comes out, people are going to realize that it was the news media, it was deep state Republicans, and every last one of those fucking Democrats and unelected officials up there in Washington, D.C. that was trying to get Hillary Clinton elected and was trying to steal the presidency. And that they're still at it to this day. That's what they're trying to do. Steal the presidency. They're trying to they're trying to overthrow Donald Trump's election by any means and every means necessary, even if it means violating every federal law that they can, because they know they'll never get prosecuted. And trust me, that William Barr, he ain't gonna do nothing. That motherfucker's a deep state actor just like Jeff Sessions. He won't do a goddamn thing, and trust me. I've been hearing from Hannity and all these for months. And yet, none of them have been held accountable. Why? Because they won't be held accountable. To hold them accountable would mean that you have to admit that the Democrats were corrupt and that the mainstream politicians were corrupt, and that they were colluding with foreign powers and foreign entities, and that they were taking matters into their own hands to manipulate and to change the electoral votes. But I'm telling you, they don't want that. With that said, folks, I hope that you understand the difference between what is going on and what is not going on. Because our government don't care for us. And if you think they do, you're wrong. It's time for us to wake up and to start finding these You ever notice the politicians that care for you, they never end up getting past the primary? Why is that? Because the damn deep state knows that if more people like that get in, that their power will go out the fucking window. Because they'll make changes. They'll do things that they don't want done. That is why all these politicians, I notice all these men and women who run for a political office, and they stand behind their word of what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And it's funny how they never win a primary. It's because of that. But you think about that, folks. And this is the rabbi saying, I love you. May the Lord bless you. And I'll see you later.